Hi, Kim West, the Sleep Lady. And in today's video, I'm going to answer Haley's question that she posted on my Facebook page. Here's what she wrote. My 1-year-old wakes up several times, not several, 6 times a night, sometimes for a dummy, or what they call here in the US a pacifier, and sometimes for milk, but mostly no reason other than for us to come into his room. He's teething, so it's hard to try new methods. I'm expecting another baby, so I really need to get this sorted. I hate the controlled crying and won't do it. We're both so tired. Please help. So in the United States, we call controlled crying Ferberizing. And out of respect to Dr. Ferber, who doesn't like his name being used as a verb, which I don't blame him, I call it timed checks. But either way, I support you if you don't feel comfortable with it. With any sleep coaching method, what's most important is that you pick the method that is the right match for your child's temperament and your parenting philosophies, and that you can follow through with consistently. If you already know that that's not going to work for you, then you have nothing to lose by trying something more gentle, like again, the Sleep Lady Shuffle, which is more fading. So you'll stay with your child until offering physical and verbal reassurance until they're asleep. And then you move out every few nights. But hopefully you know a little bit about that. You can certainly read more about it in my book and on my blog. So first things first, with your 1-year-old. So a 1-year-old needs anywhere from, 10 to maybe 11 and a half, 12 hours of sleep at night. Usually I see it averages around 11, and about 2.5 hours total with 2 naps, a morning nap and an afternoon nap. Again, you sort of watch your child, but that is the average for this age group. And then with the 1-year-old, with the dummy and the milk. So you're going to have to make some decisions. So again, you might want to check with your doctor, make sure your child's eating enough during the 12-hour wakeful period so that they don't need to receive any calories during the night, and you can create a feeding plan and a night weaning plan, so that each night, you'll know what your plan is. For instance, if you want to keep one feeding or if you want to wean all of the night feedings, again, with the support of your doctor. You want to make that plan. You can do it gradually. So as an example, if you're feeding him 3 times a night and you want to keep only one feeding, you could do, let's say, what I call a set time feeding, or you could do a dream feed. So you could say, oh, I'm going to go in at 11 o'clock, pick him up, feed him a bottle, and then every other waking, I'm going to sleep coach him. The other option would be to, instead of a dream feed, do a set time feeding. So you say first wakening after, and so if he tends to wake up at 1 a.m. usually, then I would, as the first wakening, I would say after, 12 midnight, you'll go in, you'll feed him. Any wakings before that and after that, you'll sleep coach. In terms of the pacifier, you have to make a decision whether you want to keep it or not. The good news is at 1 year of age, they usually can pick up the pacifier and put it into their mouth themselves. They have that, what they call the pincher grasp, developed by now. So he may be used to you putting it in his mouth. So your first step will be to start putting it in his hands. Put several in the crib or the cot, put them in his hand, and maybe even one in each hand. And so stop putting it in his mouth, and then eventually start pointing to it in the crib. It's right there, sweetie. Your dummy's right over there, and sort of, maybe roll him to see it, or put his hand on it. And then eventually start, just pointing to it and not kind of leading him to it, so that he knows to get it and put it in himself. Some parents will wean the pacifier at night and keep it for naps. That's also an option if you feel like, you know what, I don't want to do that, putting it in his hands or pointing to it, I want to get rid of it altogether. I will warn you that there's no gradual method for that because it's either in your mouth or it's not, unfortunately. So you have to make your decision about that. I will also post some articles on weaning the pacifier in the article below this video. So again, you're going to always have your plan of how you're going to handle night wakings. You're going to start your sleep coaching at bedtime after a great day of naps and have your child go into their crib awake after a soothing bedtime routine, lights off, and then you stay with them, offering them physical and verbal reassurance. I have lots of little rules about that, about what you do sitting next to the crib outlined in my book. And then you'll slowly move out over the course of every 3 nights. And again, you have to factor in the pacifier and the night weaning. But really in about 7 to 10 nights, your child should be largely sleeping through the night. And then you can work on naps, which take about 2 to 3 weeks.